welcome to week 2 of Vlogmas. It is currently Monday. Let's turn this around so it looks a little more festive. Currently Monday. I am filming my Patreon video for today and I am getting it done. We're in the process of it. We're also on the last Eras Tour show. So I have Amir up waiting for his stream to commence. I was very, very lucky to be able to attend the Australia Sydney Night 3 show. We secured tickets. Sam and I went together. Sian's not a Swiftie, so she was okay with not getting a ticket. Part of me wishes that we still dragged her along because I think she would have had an amazing time. It was one of the best things that I've ever done. Anxiety aside, I pushed myself right to my limits with my anxiety. But I am so glad I did. It was just a once in a lifetime experience, and it's just a core memory, deep ingrained in my soul. So now I am getting myself ready to do the hard things and film my Monday's video. I was just talking in my intro on my Patreon video saying that Monday is Mondaying very, very hard today. The weekend, as you probably saw, I didn't film barely anything over the weekend because we just had so many mundane errands to do, like really unaesthetic mundane errands that I just didn't want to pick up my camera for. And it was so hot, absolutely so hot and humid. It was just disgusting weather, the kind of weather that saps your soul. I will one day get a white Christmas. It's a bucket list. Hubs and I have talked about it quite often, that we would like to spend Christmas in a colder climate just to experience it, because it is so gross. It's so gross. So I am going to get this happening and doing it. And it looks like the Gracie Abrams has started her set. She is the what do you call them, supporting act for this leg. We had Sabrina Carpenter, which I think is like chef's kiss. All right, so I'm gonna get back to doing this, but I thought I'd just welcome you to week 2. So as I watch the Eras Tour, I'm just turning the sound down. I am trying to woo my new journal. I finished my standard and I wanted to go into the new year with a new journal. This is the Grid notebook from Baumkuchen and Traveller's Notebook collab, and it's got Tom Moira paper in my cream with the grid. I'm just adding all my little bits and pieces to it to enjoy and move in and make it more my own. The back will happen as it happens, but that is currently where I am right now. I just finished filming my Monday video and I have all of my monthly, weekly notebook for 2025. I just finished decorating this one, and I decided to move it out of my Rhoda pattern and into this Morgan Le Fay trinkets. I think it's Lady Falcon Travelers now, but when I bought this one it was oh, now I'm not sure. I'll double check. But Mitts inspired me to buy this so long ago. It's nice and stiff and looks really nice and feels really nice. So, and it has a really slimline look, which I think I prefer over the Rhoda pattern right now, currently. So this is where I'm at this afternoon. I think I need a fresh cup of tea. My tea's gone cold. I may even make myself a small cappuccino, I think, because I'm getting the afternoon lull where I am really tired. And I know I have a lot of editing to do today, so we'll see how we go. What is this? What is it? A plant stand? Oh, hey, that's so cute. So this is actually a really cute plant stand with a little love heart, and we had one of these previously and it got really rusted and fell apart basically, so we had to get rid of it, and I've just never upgraded because I didn't think it was necessary. But this is so cute. So Hubs is gonna build it for me. It's the little things, man. It's the little things. He's a champion. Hello! I have not checked in with you guys in a hot minute. It is day 10 of Vlogmas, and I am currently editing week 1. I've been putting this off. I was meant to get it up on the weekend, but I knew how much stuff we had going on in the weekend, and there were sections that I wanted to do voiceovers with. Now we have currently moved Elijah to his bedroom with his computer, which means I can do voiceovers during the day now without the added pressure of trying to do the voiceovers in between him talking or gaming and all that jazz. So it is so much better. And I knew how many clips and how many like little doodads and things that I wanted to add, like adding this little graphic where people's channels are, and when I start a new day I was making like a graphic for each day. And like at the start where I have a little animated GIF. And so I had all these little bits and pieces that I wanted to do to make Vlogmas feel a little bit special. And I knew that it would take me a hot minute to get all these little details down, including all the color grading and fixing up the sound on every single clip, adding music. It's I love doing this, and it is so much fun to see a vlog come together and try and work a way to storytell with all that. But it takes a hot minute to do all this, and I've been putting it off. But it's Tuesday. I don't have a video to make for Patreon. I did that yesterday. You'll probably see some bits and pieces within this vlog of what I created. So now I'm sitting here editing, and it's like midday, and I realized I haven't filmed anything at all for today. And that's purely because I've spent the last hour and a half working on this and editing this. I've already had a coffee. I'm about to make a second cup of tea and maybe an English muffin with some jam on it because I am starving, and get this show on the road. I hope I'm coming to the end of the clips. I don't think I am, because I feel like I've still got quite a few days. So I'm like, if you can see here, I color grade all of my clips so they have a cool tone to them. I fix up the lighting so it's got a little bit of like different, so you can see how it looks. I don't know if it shows, but anyway, I color grade every single clip and fix up the voice and everything. So it does take a little bit of time. And I think everyone who edits like vlogs on the daily for Vlogmas, more power to you. You're out there in the trenches, and I fully applaud you for doing that because I'm only doing it once a week, but obviously I'm still filming daily, but editing these things with all these little tidbits is definitely a labor of love. So I see you guys out there. I applaud you. I bow down to you. But I needed to give you guys a clip for day 10 before it was just straight on. I can't, well, day 10, I even unboxed my calendar early this morning, but I probably won't put that footage until later on in day 10 because Hubs wanted me to open it early this morning before he left for work, which I did. So yeah, that's where we are this morning, getting this edited. So Vlogmas day 10, here we go. I am now exporting the file for Vlogmas week 1. That took me almost 3 hours of editing. So it's like 2:15 in the afternoon. And I feel like I've just done that's all I've done. Edit, 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 edit. But at least it's done. I'm glad I've got it done. I now need to fix up my nails. I stopped wearing acrylic nails a couple of months ago. I got a allergic reaction. I developed an allergic reaction. I've been wearing acrylic nails since I got married, and that's 10 years now. And in the last, I want to say 6 to 8 months, I was getting a burning sensation in my fingers, and I didn't realize it was because I got an allergic reaction to my nails, my acrylic nails. So I've had them taken off, but I did so much damage to my nails that they are wreck as McGregor's. And so at the moment I've just been using press-ons for my content when I've got to film a video for whatever I need to. I haven't gotten my nails to the state where they're still super frail. I've been using lots of nail serums and stuff like that, nail oils. I've just been using press-ons when I have to film content. So I am going to go fix up my nails and get my red set back on. Hopefully I've got enough of my red ones so I can put those back on for festive season. But yeah, I was really sad, and they've just been like a lot healthier since getting them off, but I haven't been able to like get them better so that they're okay again. But yeah, like the burning sensation around my cuticles after getting them done, I was having to ice my fingertips. It was just not worth it. So I've got a whole heap of nail polishes, but I haven't been able to paint my natural nails yet because they haven't recovered from having acrylics. And they haven't grown strong enough. And so I've just been clipping them and keeping them taken care of and oiling them and all that sort of jazz. But when I have to film, I put on press-ons. So I'm about to do that. So that my nails don't look like bridge trolley while this is exporting. I've just seen Sandy has put up a Vlogmas video, and so has Morgan Long. So I have the next 50 minutes of my life sorted. I have a tea to make, and I am just going to stare at my computer as it exports the Vlogmas video. And then we'll see. I realized that I still haven't flipped that journal for you, but when I looked at how long the video was, I was like, they can wait just a little bit longer. So once I get my nails on, I will take you to the studio desk and flip that traveler's notebook journal for you so that I know that I've filmed it for you guys. So let's get our nails done. I wasn't sure if I was going to voice over any of this journal with me, but I knew that coming up are clips of Christmas lights. So if you have an aversion to flashing lights or anything like that that may cause your eyes some distress, I am going to put a timestamp up on the screen to let you know where to skip through so that you don't have to see the Christmas lights. Welcome to day 11 of Vlogmas. It is early morning. Everyone has left. Obviously, Lishy's in his room because his computer's there now. It feels so strange. I got really emotional the other night because the lounge room was so empty. It was just me and Hubs. And I just said, is this what it's going to feel like when they move out? Like it's going to be like empty. It's just very strange. I'm having an adjustment period. Lishy's been in the lounge room like every day I wake up. He's there. He's never slept in, never as a child, never as a teenager, never. So he's always the first one awake, and I always see him in the lounge room. And the last few days he's not been in the lounge room, and it just feels very strange. Anyway, so today I think I'm going to start this one. I know that I need to do some Christmas reading, and I feel like this one could be the vibe that I'm looking for. So I'm going to start this one today. I'm also trying to decide whether so I'm not using a B6 traditionally this year, next year. My work planner is in this Eternal Leather Goods cover that I absolutely adore. Like it's one of my very favorite covers, and I've been using it for like 2 years now, and I love it. I've been using a B6 for my planner for 2 years. So because I'm not using a B6, my commonplace is currently in, please excuse all this cutouts. I just threw these in last night so I could take them to the lounge room, but they're absolutely everywhere. So my B6 here is my commonplace notebook that I started this year, and I think I might put my commonplace in here so I can continue to use this cover because I love it so dearly. I do love this cover too, and I am excited to see it get all lovely and beautiful. But I think I want to touch my Eternal and the Goods cover a bit more. So this is a oh, I've forgotten the name of it, and I can't get it up one-handed. Okay, let's see. Penco general notebook in the B6 size. I picked this up from Milligram when I was in there, and it's got a darker grid. A lot of people may not enjoy the darker grid, but I really do. I don't know what it is about it. I just really enjoy the darker grid lines, and so I started my commonplace notebook in here. And that's where I've been putting all my bits and pieces. This guy was so freaking cool. So cool. So yeah, that is where I am putting that in. And then I think I was going to put my index pages at the back. I know people tend to put them at the front, but I would feel like having them at the back where index pages are normally are. I don't know, when you look at like encyclopedias and information books, the index is always at the back. So I was trying to think about why it would be at the front. Am I just crazy? I don't know. I haven't done any indexing yet because I'm not sure how I want to go about it. And obviously I've started at the start of the book, so I have no choice but to go to the back. But I'm thinking I might move this into here. Now there's only a couple of weeks left of like 2024. So I am considering putting my work planner already into, so here's where we are currently. So there's not that much left of my work planner. I think if I would probably get this one again if I was buying planners. This one was the Nolte. I'm not quite sure what number Nolte this was, but it has the week on top and grid down the bottom, and I really enjoyed that layout, and the monthlies at the front. Yeah, so because I've moved I've finished covering all my stuff. I'm thinking about moving into the A5 work stuff early. Since they're undated, I can basically do what I want, and then just move my commonplace into here and have that ready to go. Oh, I left my zipper pen pouch in the lounge room, and I was like, oh, I don't have my pen, but I do have my pen. So I can hang out without getting up and grabbing my pen case just yet. So I think I might do that this morning, might switch that over. I did switch my planner into my Falcon Travelers. This is an old one when it was Lady Falcon Travelers, so I don't know if this color even exists anymore. I took the elastic out so it's just like a cover, and it fits really nicely in there. I might return to the Rotofadden soon enough, but I just wanted to give this a little go. But I think switching over my covers will be a nice thing to do this morning, and maybe look at how I'm going to, if I'm going to use a stamp, like a date stamp to date everything, or whether I'm just going to handwrite it. I am not sure yet. Besties, family. So yeah, that's where I'm at this morning. I've got a tea ready and waiting to be drunk. But yeah, welcome to Vlogmas Day 11. The last little pieces of my husband's Christmas gift came yesterday, and I've been waiting to open it up while he's not home. So he's at work. So I bought him a red Yeti travel mug. I have a pink one, and I've been using it for the last year for my coffee because my coffees were going cold and it just drove me insane. And I make him a coffee for work every morning. And this is by far probably the best travel cup I've ever had and ever used. And it's the easiest one to clean. So I picked up a red one for him, and I thought I would decorate his, well, he can decorate it, but I bought him stickers to decorate it. So we love Studio Ghibli, a little bit of House of Love. It's one of his favorites, so I got that one. Now, this might not make sense to many people, but my husband and I play Overwatch together, and his main is Reinhardt, and he has this skin that looks like cardboard boxes and like cardboard box armor with like crayon drawings all over it, and he wears it because I love it. So I bought him the Reinhardt skin. I call him hubby, so I got this in clear to put this on top. And obviously pandas are his signature animal, so I also picked up the little panda with his laptop for his cup. You may not want to use all of them, but I wanted to give him options. That one's definitely going on. I bought this one specifically for the mug, so I got those. And Redbubble had a sale on at the time where if you bought 10 you got 40% off your order, so I just pulled it up to 10 because I use these on my journals. So I grabbed Cozy Gamer, I grabbed Certified Journal Girl, a little ghosty looking in the night with their lantern. These ones are actually die cut, so they have lots of little stickers, which I thought was so cute. I got some die cut little mini stars as well, the bunny with the headphones, and then my pet name from Hubs. So I grabbed those for me. I might actually put one of these onto my journal insert because I've been slowly decorating the front cover and the back of my journal insert. And then on the back I just added this little Sylvanian family sticker that I found in my pocket of one of my journals. So maybe I'll put maybe the cherries or the bow on. I'll have to work it out, but I think one of these definitely needs to live on the cover. So yeah, I'm going to wrap these up. I wish I had like a little gift box or something so I don't get a bit damaged. I might go see what I can find in my studio, or even if I get like a chipboard backing card and cover it in cute paper and then maybe double side tape these to the backing card so that they don't get ruined. I don't know, I'll work it out. But I do have to wrap his gifts in the next day or two, so that he doesn't know what he's got, and I just sneak them into his stocking. But yeah, I'm really happy. I get these maybe once a year, especially with my nieces who have really, really specific fandoms that don't really have like official merch. I will find fan-made merch at Christmas time. I am the tier that looks for the specific niche stuff, because I am also a nerd and I like supporting other nerds. So I do a Redbubble order like once a year, and it's always like Black Friday, Christmas time for whoever needs merch or stickers or anything like that. So yeah, one of the books that I have been toting around is this secondhand copy of Leaving a Trace. I bought myself a new copy because I decided that I wanted to add my own annotations and underlines. The copy that I bought, I mentioned this on Instagram earlier in the year, has these highlighted passages like fluoro yellow, and at first I was really upset about that, but as I've gone through the book and I've slowly taken each of the pages in, it's been so interesting to see where our like thoughts align and where something that we have both really enjoyed, like I've put a little love heart here on this little quote. You can see mine are in pink, and I was talking about in my commonplace. This is where I found out about Jim Cummings, and then I went and looked him up and added him to my actual commonplace notebook because he was just so fascinating. It was so lovely to find something within a book that I wanted to look for more for. And I love this metaphor. A diary is a deep old desk, a capacious hold-all. Is also a license to use one's creative imagination, inventing forms. A diary should feel as comfortable as those worn slippers you refuse to throw out. Like, it's just been really, really lovely. So I have been enjoying hanging out with whoever owned this book before me and figuring out if there was a certain reason why certain things stood out to them. Lots of underlines from me here, lots of bits and pieces here, and even though I bought the brand new copy, this has been my book that I've kept in my bag pretty much almost all the time if my bag has the space and the weight for it. I don't know, it's just become a really lovely vibe, a really lovely like keepsake, and I just enjoy having it on me. I don't know what it is, but I highly recommend this book if you are a lover of journal keeping. And I love to read people's thoughts on journaling and diary keeping. I actually started keeping a notebook and started researching the history of diary keeping and started watching like old TED Talks and stuff because I was just super interested in the history behind diary keeping and journaling. It was fascinating. It's really hard to find really good takes on it, I guess, but this has been one of my favorite things, and I got it off Thrift Books, and I think I paid like $3 for it at the time. And it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. It's something that I'm gonna have for a really, really long time. And I haven't finished putting all of my bits and pieces into this book. Like, I've started adding quotes from it, and then I also started writing about, I'm pretty sure this is writing down the bones, yeah. So I started writing quotes from this one as well, and they were talking about obsession and how you can use obsession to fuel, like, to fuel your work. Write about your obsessions, and I think that is very clearly denoted with writing about my obsession for journal keeping and journal writing and just journals in general, and how do people find their way to journaling, like what pulls them, what possesses them to finally make the move to pick up and start documenting your life, and the fact that so many different types of journals exist and how people use them. And I don't know, I'm just a fangirl of journaling. And I would really love to write a book about journaling one day. It would be like my love letter to a diary keeper. I think I would love to call it something like that. But I love journaling so very much. It makes me like stupidly happy, and I think I want to do so much more of it in 2025. And I said this a lot in 2024, and I did more than usual, but I think there's still room for like more. There's always room for more. I think my written journals around here as well, I have like a not Gilio, Galen leather everyday notebook that I absolutely adore, and it's my like a written journal, although I'm trying to look for it at the moment. I can't quite find where it is, but this is a highly recommend, as is this one. Was a recommendation that I got from Sandy by the Lakeside quite a while ago. I know I mentioned Sandy a lot, but she is a wealth of inspiration. I actually picked up the Australian and New Zealand one so that the seasons are aligned with where it is over here, and it's meant to be like a little snippet of information each day. And as you can see, I've got like so many highlighted aspects, notes, tabs. So I am looking forward to restarting this. I think I'll probably pick it back up now because I do fall on and off. Like I pick it up and read it every now and again and pick it up and read it every now and again. So the last time I picked it up was in September. But there's always just nuggets of really good information. The price we pay for authenticity may seem high, but who among us can truly afford to continue living as a spendthrift of the self? And it just, there's so many good things. So if you're looking for some food for thought books for yourself, Leaving a Trace by Alexandra Johnson, Writing Down the Bones by Natalie Goldberg, and Simple Abundance by Sarah Barn Brethnock, I think. There is a US copy, but I obviously bought the Aussie New Zealand one, and I have bought copies of this for gifts for people. I actually bought a copy just for this Christmas for a family member. Not saying who, just in case she watches this. There is also one other book that I have bought for gifts for my sister and for my best friends, and I'm pretty sure mine's on my bedhead, so you may see me pull that out later on. But there's just some really good books for the soul, and these are some of my favorites, and I need to have a sit-down session with them and start just transcribing them into my commonplace notebook. Although these books don't generally leave my bedside table, or this one does. This one comes everywhere with me. If my bag will allow it and I don't have too much in my bag, this is in it. I feel like I should get a copy on my Kindle so that, and then start highlighting all the passages. I don't know, is that too much? Probably not. But yeah, this is just a little food for thought moment when it comes to books that feed your soul. But there's some good ones out there. If you have a book recommendation that kind of align with this, let me know, because I'd really love to hear your thoughts. I probably don't need another book in my life, but I'm always willing to open my bookshelves for the right book. Another thing that I would really like to focus on in 2025 is getting my sketchbook finished. There was a couple of videos already up on YouTube. I was posting daily on my Instagram, and it started off as a 100-day project sketchbook and just became so much more. And I mentioned in my last vlog how creative it made me feel and how it just made such an impact on my creativity that I want to rekindle that feeling back. And I can't quite remember what happened and why I fell off. Not quite sure, but I want to get back to drawing daily, even if it's not in this style specifically, but I just want to finish this sketchbook in this way so that it is like a testament to this style of cluttery daily whimsical monsters. Some of these were like some of them were, what's the word, representations of my day or something that was significant within my day. Like for example, here is some wattle, and I was staying at my girlfriend Sian's for Christmas in July, and she lives in the mountains, and there was wattle in her back garden that I could see, which I loved. Lots of cool bits and pieces. Some of them, like not every picture is a hit. There were quite a few that I did not like. But when you're drawing daily, there's no room to fuss and get discouraged because there's always the next day and the next day and the next day. So a lot of these turned into collage sheet elements. I probably won't continue doing that into the new year because I just think having standalone graphics is probably a lot easier for people. And this is the one I did for YouTube, where I showed me drawing daily as a process. Christmas last year. And then I'm not quite sure what happened exactly, but this is where I stopped. I was drawing them, but I just wasn't, I don't know what happened. And then I recently, in a Patreon video, started recoloring the pages to try and get kickstarted again. But I just haven't been able to bring myself. I think what I need to do is I need to complete these pages. Like I need to color them. I have colored these digitally for collage sheets. These are all elements that have become collage sheet elements, but I colored them digitally. So I've just left them in this state. And I think that's what's holding me back, because it's like if I was to move on and keep creating like this, I feel like it would be a disservice to this. So I think I might have to color them. Maybe I can color them in this vlog. I don't know, but I think that's what's stopping me from going any further. And even though I had prepped pages in advance, which is what I would do, I would prep multiple pages in advance. And I don't have that much left to go. So there's my like tester page. So I don't have too much to go, and I'd really like this to be a goal for 2025, is to finish at least this sketchbook in this style. I have other sketchbooks on the go currently that are just like nowhere near as pristine looking as the 100-day project one. This one's just a mishmash of a little bit of everything, to be quite honest. I also have one that my girlfriend hand bound for me, which is coming close to being finished. But yeah, this is a lot less aesthetically pleasing than my 100-day project. It's got lots of little bits and pieces, drawings for sheets, alphabets, monsters, you name it. It's a little bit of everything kind of just lurking within the pages. I do a lot of handwritten titles for sheets, and people give me their like their not recommendations, but things that they want me to write in my chicken scroll writing, as I like to call it. So yeah, this one is the Royal Talons Art Creations one, and this one is the Loistrom 1917 brand, and this is the sketchbook one. So it has a thicker paper, and it's just, it didn't fail me, and I used a plethora of stuff. But I want to see the end of this sketchbook. I want to get to the end for my own challenge, my own self-worth, I guess. And it was such an integral part of my creativity last year, and I want that feeling back so very much. So a lot of sketchbooking and drawing is one of my big personal creative goals. Like they're probably the cornerstone, the forefront, the thing that I want to focus on the most is to really push myself drawing wise, because I go through phases where I don't feel like I'm growing, and this year was definitely one of those years where I haven't drawn anywhere near as much as I did last year. And drawing's a learned skill. The more you do, the better you get. As much as people say no, it really is. The more you do, the better you get at it. But you have to make the time and be willing to make the bad stuff in order to progress further. And that's hard in a society where we are always bowing down to perfection and the pristine and the beautiful, when sometimes the perfection and the pristine is in the ugly. Ugly art is what gets you places. It's what pushes you further. It's what gets you out of your comfort zone. It's what makes you grow, even though it doesn't feel like you're growing. It's in the murk, it's in the dinge, it's in the ugly stuff. And I hate to admit it because I know that is exactly how it is. Even though it feels yucky and uncomfortable, that is where you find the most growth creatively. For me anyway, it may be different for you, but I have always said to my inkies that growth and growing is in the ugly spaces that make you uncomfortable, and the only thing you can do is face them head on and hope and push and be determined to go through the mess to get to the better stuff on the other side. Hello and welcome to Vlogmas Day 12. I am filming very late in the day. I spent a lot of my time this morning checking in with my mom. Actually, it's her birthday today, so I called her on video call, and it had been a hot minute since we caught up. So I spent a long time talking to my mom, catching up, doing all the things. And then yesterday I actually watched the 2019 version of Little Women. I watch it at least once a year. I took my boo to see it when it first came out at the movies. I think she was slightly too young to understand what was going on, bless her. But that movie is absolutely stunning, and it is visually just so beautiful. The color palettes used, the fashion, the patterns in the fabric. I don't know. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. And it always gets me in my vibes for like making. So I decided to pull out my knitting that I've been knitting on recently. I was just knitting I've just put my needle through that hole. This is the Wolsia shawl. I started it last year when Hubs went away for work and was knitting on it, and I had a mistake that I couldn't work out what I'd done, and I finally fixed it, so I'm back on track for this one. And because I was knitting away, I thought that I would just check in with you guys. I've got a whole heap of yarn that I've tagged with all the colors and taken photos of. I've actually made a gradient out of some of the colors that I have in my stash. And it's all very muted, sort of rainbowy look. It is stunning. I can't wait to see it. I knitted myself a shawl 2 years ago now that I have worn every winter since. And I wanted to make a couple more because I layer quite a lot in winter for when I want to be cozy, when I'm in the mountains with the girls, when I'm like getting ready to catch the train. It's not super cold here. I wish it was, but I do enjoy my knitwear. Sandy sent me this last year, and it's I can finally use it. So I'm going to transfer my stuff into this little beautiful bag. I have a Knitting Nelly one at the moment, which is from like a Christmas a couple of years ago during lockdown, I think, or just after lockdown. So this is what I'm currently using. But I'm just knitting away and trying to enjoy the rest of the day. I do have to go late night shopping tonight to pick up a few pieces for my son's birthday. We're having his birthday party on the weekend. He's turning 18, and I just need a few little odds and ends. And I need to check in at dusk to see if they have the unscented advent candles still available and on sale. I think I found them online for $6, but for some reason the website wouldn't ship to my address. It kept saying my address was fake. So I'm hoping I can grab a couple of the unscented candles, because I'm thinking about using them as a way to start a daily journaling practice or just a daily writing practice, and using the advent candle as a timer almost. So I'm going to see if I can grab a couple of the unscented ones while they're on special, and see how we go. There was a scented one that I wanted, but it sold out online and in store. So I thought if I could grab a couple of the unscented ones, then maybe we could do what I can. So I will be heading in. I'm driving into the shopping center tonight. This is the first time that I'm going to be driving into a shopping center with the bug. So I hope it's going to be fine. It should be fine. My car's quite small. And I'm a little bit anxious about it, but I really need to get some more practice in that kind of environment. So it should be fine. It should be fine. I spent a chunk of the afternoon editing this vlog that's got, because the editing was a lot last time. I've been trying to keep on top of editing it as I go to make the upload on Sunday a whole lot better. But I'm so glad I worked out. I don't know what it was that I had done, but my stitches for the eyelet row was not adding up, and I would have an extra stitch and I couldn't work out why. So I'm so glad that I'm back on track, because this is such a mindless knit. Essentially, there's only two. You only just have to keep track of what row you're on, and there's only like the eyelet row, which is just knit yarn over, knit two together to create that eyelet row. So it's not hard. I must have just gotten a bit cocky, and that seems to happen when I get a bit cocky about something. I stuff up. So I have that, and I also have my jelly roll blanket, which is around here somewhere. Actually, it's in my little needle holders, a little pandas knitting socks, which I think is adorable. My jelly roll blanket, which is something that I have spent an eternity knitting and have barely gotten anywhere because I'm making it so big, is this one. I've got 50,000 bajillion ends to weave in. And I'm trying to decide whether I weave them in as I go or if I just leave it to the end. But if I leave it to the end, it might never, ever get finished. So I'm just on the last bit of the second row. This is by the Bakery Bears, I want to say. It is the jelly roll blanket. I'll leave the links to both patterns down below if anyone's interested. I know I have a few knitters that are on my page. And I've been knitting for a really, really long time, since I learnt to knit when the kids were born, when I first had kids, but I haven't consistently kept up with it. So my knitting skills are still pretty basic, but it is something that I would like to put more time in. I like making things with my hands. It is something I can do that is separate from my art and my business. And I really enjoy knitted items. So I really want a couple of shawls in my winter wardrobe. I just want to enjoy the process of knitting things. So this is not too heavy at the moment. So I could probably knit on this without too much hassle. I love all the colors. Part of me wishes that I went a bit more muted and a bit more cottage, but there's always time to do that. So we're just going for crazy color. I'm knitting it long enough to big enough to fit my bed, which is why it's taking me so damn long. And I'm enjoying it. So I've got a lot of tiny scraps of sock yarn, so it is no problem at all to knit. I have quite a large chunk of minis to do and work on this. But yeah, so but the ends, I feel like I'm going to have to start weaving some of them in. I started weaving some of them in and I didn't get very far, but I think I really do need to get some of these ends wound in, because it's like there's so many. It doesn't look like there's so many. They're everywhere. But they're my two current knitting projects. I do have a sock on the needles somewhere, but I have got to the point where I need to turn the heel, and I've never done it before, and I need to have to actually concentrate. So I think I might try and tackle that in the Christmas holidays when I'm having a break from working, where I can maybe get a clue, because I really want to be able to knit socks. I want to knit myself really cute sort of cottagecore socks to go with my Mary Janes in the winter. And I am looking at purchasing myself a pair of Doc Marten loafers to add to my autumn winter wardrobe. But they're very, very expensive. So it's something I have to save up for. And I just think they'd look really cute with some cute little cottagecore socks. But I have to actually learn to do the rest of the sock. I've knit the cuff, I've knit the large part of the foot, and now it's time to do the hard part, and I just haven't done it yet. And I know it's not too hard. Once I work it out, it'll be fine. So that is what I'm working on at the moment. This is my comfort. I'm so glad I've worked out the kink, because I was really enjoying this at the time, and I was enjoying just knitting on it mindlessly on the couch, because it's not too hard to remember. And I've got so many beautiful colors ready and waiting in the wings. It's going to be like a really beautiful cottagecore muted rainbow, and I'm excited. I'm absolutely excited to see it all come together. So that is where I'm at the moment. Today, really low-key day. Boo's working until late tonight. Hubs will be home, you know, in a couple of hours. Lychee's in his room. He's had a couple of setbacks friend-wise, and he's feeling a bit red and raw, and it breaks my mama heart, and I'm just trying to be there for him. I made him a big bowl of popcorn while he watched his movie, but it's really hard when our kids go through hard times in their friend groups, and you've been through it, you've come out of it, but at the time when you're in it, it just hurts a lot. So it's been rough, and my little heart is hurting for him a lot at the moment. But he's trying to brush it off and say it'll be fine, but I can tell he's hurting. So we've had a big heart to heart this afternoon, and I'm just giving him his space to watch his movie, made him his popcorn, offered him a cup of tea. But yeah, my heart is hurting for him right now. So I'm just busying myself with some knitting. I should be drawing, but I think I'm going to enjoy knitting for the next, little bit. I might put some Vlogmas on. I've actually got my Life Mitz's vlog to put on, which is one of my faves. And I love when she talks about knitting in her videos. And I've already watched Sandy's today. I also think because I pulled up a few of the knitting Vlogmases, they've made me get the itch to pick up my needles. I'm very easily influenced when it comes to hobbies. But I absolutely adore the act of knitting. I adore the feeling that knitting gives, and I adore the finished product that knitting gives. I just need to get better at it. I also have a sweater on the needles, but I've lost my place in the pattern, and I don't think I have the brain power right now to work out exactly where I am. So I fixed this one instead. So, we'll work with this one first. I just make him. Good morning and welcome to day 13 of Vlogmas. I am currently in my studio where I was yesterday and the day before. I'm about to start working on my Patreon video for the day. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I feel like it's just going to be a journal and chat and thoughts for 2025 journaling, and talking about my Christmas journal, which needs a little bit of love. And I don't know if I'm in the headspace to be giving it the love today. I thought I was close to finish than I was. And I realized that I still have some embroidery to do, which I don't want to do. So I'll have to face this demon very, very soon and start getting it bound as well. I will need my husband's help for the binding, because last time my junk journal that I made absolutely killed my wrists and just thrashed them. And I'm making a really big journal as well again, so I'm gonna need my husband's strength because I like to pack my journals way too heavily, and it's not great for the wrists. So I've got that out in pieces ready to go, but I think I need to add more signatures. I think I would like to add more signatures, which means I'd have to fold a heap more paper. And I don't think I have the brain. I mean, that is mindless, yes. I might set up and do that tonight though. It's not a daytime thing. I'm home alone for the first time in months. Elijah has his first shift at work today, and it's just me, myself, and I, and my intrusive thoughts. Basically, I forgot how this feels, and I just want to sit in silence and do nothing, but I have work to do, so I'm gonna sit in silence and do my work. I did a bit of knitting this morning to get I've got one more row repeat on the color I'm currently on before I change colors. And I was going to sit there and do the row repeat so I could be at the change color phase, but I knew I was just wasting the time that I had. So this is the front cover of our Christmas journal, or my Christmas journal, I guess. And then the back, all I did was put Diaz on the back. And then there's a whole heap of like papers and things. Some prepped pages, some not, and then these will be attached as well to the sides once I finish embroidering them. I'm gonna have to do that tonight. Like, I don't have a choice. I really have to finish it, because I was meant to get this journal finished last year, and December is a time warp where you think you've got all the time in the world, or you're trying to slow down to enjoy it, and then before you know it, it's January. I'm experiencing that so heavily, where I keep thinking it's just the first couple of days in December and we're already halfway through, and I should be starting working on collage sheet elements again in like a week's time, and I feel like I only just finished. So yeah, the time warp of December, January is hitting me like a freight train. And I can't seem to catch my breath. This weekend we've got birthday parties, and like we've got to be in multiple places at once this weekend, which means this weekend has disappeared before it's even started. And then this is the last week of school and the last week for John's work. So it's all just happening, and I'm like, please stop. Just give me a little moment to breathe. But yeah, that is where we are this morning. But I need to get this stuff off my desk so I can go hang out with my patrons and do my video with them. And then I'll check in back after, I guess, after I've finished. So I'll talk to you soon. But welcome to day 13 of Vlogmas. Just in the middle of my Patreon video, trying to get my gratitude happening. I've just ordered myself some lunch since it's just me here and we haven't done our grocery shopping yet. We're doing that on the weekends, so it's very slim pickings for some food. So I am getting a fried rice from the local Chinese place, which I am very much looking forward to. And I'm gonna go and sit on the couch and watch Morgan Long's Vlogmas episode for today, and then come back and finish off this. I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to make all the pieces fit. I always think about journaling as puzzle pieces, and we're trying to fit the right puzzle pieces together, but it does take a lot of trial and error, and I'm currently in that phase. And I'm getting frustrated with myself, so I'm gonna walk away, have some food because I haven't eaten yet. I've only had a coffee, and I think that's probably not helping my state of mind when it comes to journaling. And I may do the last repeat on my shawl while I'm having lunch, and then come back so I can get this done and finished and edited for tomorrow, for a release tonight. So yeah, it's one of those days, but like something's just not working, and I gotta figure it out. When I am putting journal spreads together, I'm just coming in the middle of filming my Patreon video to talk about my thought processes and stuff. I will like put down all my photographs on what I think I want to include. Photographs is what I mainly mean, like the bits of ephemera, your like tidbits, the stuff that is your main focus, right? You want to make sure that you get the main things that are really important to your journal spread. And then what I like to do is I like to look at what colors are popping out to me, like what ones are prevalent in those bits and pieces, and then I'll build a color palette around it. So if you look at some of my other pages, I did start doing color themed pages, which I think are really visually beautiful. When I notice there's a theme in my photographs or of a certain like power color, if you will, I will pick that color and run with it with my ephemera, with the pieces that I'm using. So I had a lot of yellow in my photographs. This was around autumn winter time. So I used a lot of yellows and browns, and then I had this picture of our fire pit. Now it is black, but after taking the photo it looks blue, and there's a little bit of blue up here in my cup, which is why I brought in the stars. So I kind of use your use your photos for a palette jumping off point. What is jumping out at you, because it will really complement your journaling. I mean, that's just my preference. I like to pull the main colors and use patterns and markers and things and stickers that complement. And if you've got a lot of color happening in your photographs and you can't really pick like 3 to 5 colors, go black and white and let your colors shine. I haven't done that recently, but I do think a good graphic tape, a good black and white palette when your colors are like crazy, or you can desaturate your photos, make your photos black and white, and then have all your supporting pieces of ephemera and stickers and things be really bright and colorful. That is also a really good working point. I've done that a few times too. But I always sit down and talk my process through. A lot of my journaling videos, some of the ones that are tagged with chatty, means I'm talking about my process as I'm going and the decisions that I'm making and what I would do, how I, as Jane Davenport would say, audition pieces. That was something that I heard her say many moons ago. And I'm like, it's true. You're trialing pieces of ephemera, you're trialing stickers, you're trialing bits and pieces. So I added a whole heap of green here for my little monster guy that my hubs was trying to convince me to buy. We didn't adopt him. We don't have the room for another soft toy. But the green was looking a bit too much, and I knew I had pops of pink throughout my ephemera bits and red, so I threw in some hot pink stars just to break up that green. And because a lot of these have Christmas gingham in it and like memories from old photos, I've grabbed a whole heap of corresponding colors in little bits and pieces of scraps. I found an old stamp that's an old Christmas stamp from years past, and I'm just running with that sort of thing at the moment. And that's one of my favorite things to do, is to help your page look a bit more cohesive. Sometimes if you feel like your photograph has got a lot going on, cut it out. Cut out the main thing. This is Hub standing in the middle of TK Maxx. There was a lot of chaos going on behind him, so I just cut him out and it made it so much more dynamic. And I'm not a big fan of having straight lines in my spreads. I will overlap. I will try and find ways for my journal pieces to interact with each other, overlapping, level. I will add my stickers and my washi tape over the top, and it's a vibe. So we've got like a square picture here. I've added the smaller picture there, throwing things over the top of square photos to soften the lines. So yeah, that's where we are. That's where I am actually currently in my video, but I thought I'd just pop in. Instead of giving you the process footage, I would just give you some tips on what I do when I am working specifically in this journal. This is my Owl Studio, my gratitude journal. I do work a little bit differently in this journal as opposed to my other ones. So I just thought I'd pop in and give you guys some ideas and some tips, and you can take it with a grain of salt or you could try it out. That's the fun in journaling. We can do anything. Video done for the day, and I really do enjoy this journal. It's just something about it. I hope you're enjoying the unwrapping of my advent calendar. There is a day missing, and you probably will notice if you're an eagle eye, and I purely decided not to put this one up in the vlog because it's too close to a gift that I bought for a friend, and I just want to keep the mystery alive. So I'm not putting one of my days up because Hubs, obviously I buy a lot of the same things for my friends that I buy for myself, and he saw it on my list and bought it for me, so I wanted to make sure that there was no here. I just didn't want it to be exposed. And I love some of the food items that Hubs has bought have been absolute winners. There is one coming up that is not a winner. And I just enjoyed watching my hubby wrap Christmas presents for our kids while watching Yellowstone, which we also really love. It's a hidden gem. Good morning, my loves, and welcome to day 14 of Vlogmas. We are currently at a budget hire because we're picking up a couch. It didn't fit in our car because it just didn't fit in our car. So Hubs is over there going to rent a ute, and we're going to go pick up a couch that matches the two that I thrifted last weekend in Vlogmas. I happened to find on Facebook Marketplace the two-seater that matches, and it's about an hour's drive away, and we're determined to get a matching set. So that is where we are on day 13. It's really early in the morning. I haven't had a coffee. We haven't had anything. We just got dressed, rolled out of bed, got dressed, and come down here to grab the ute because we have to pick it up at 9 a.m. and then head an hour's drive to go pick up this couch. Obviously, with all the couches, we steam cleaned it as well as removed cushion covers that we could remove and put those through the wash, and had everything laying out in the really, really hot sun for an entire day. And they are lovely and clean and all freshened up, and we are so very happy. I just went outside to water my hydrangeas and realized we had a plethora of cherry tomatoes ready to go. So I think we're going to have tomato and feta salad with dinner tonight, which sounds amazing. It is so hot outside. I didn't want my pink hydrangeas to just die on me because we've got some really hot days coming up in the next few days, like 38, almost 40 degrees. So I am watering like a crazy lady and gathering the fruits of our wild tomato plant that is just booming with tomatoes at the moment. Very Christmassy, very on trend for this video. Basically, our nightly routine as a couple is gaming. It is the way we met. If you didn't know, Hubs and I met through World of Warcraft, and we have kept gaming a big part of our relationship, and we play Overwatch at the moment. I am unboxing. I'm pretty sure this is the one that was a bit of a taste fail for me. Hubs has got them. He adores them. I love cappuccinos. I love having my cappuccino in the morning, but I'm not a fan of cappuccino flavored things. I took a bite of these truffle-like chocolates. They were not for me, but my husband is loving on them very much, so it was a win for him. This has been the only thing in all that he's given me that has been a little bit of a fail, and I don't consider it a fail because he loves them. He is trying to fix my headphones. I've had these since 2020. And no one really makes pink headphones that are noise cancelling, so we're trying to do a fix by some random on YouTube showed us how to fix it, and if they don't get fixed, I'm in the market for some new headphones. So far so good. I haven't had the issue with my on button turning on even when it's in the switched off mode. It was draining all the battery from my headphones, which meant when I really needed them, they were dead. No matter how much I charged them, they were just turning on inside my handbag no matter what, even though the switch was set to off. And so far, I haven't had the issue. So fingers crossed they can survive a few more years. Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas day 50. I am currently cooking for Elijah's 18th birthday party with family. It is also my father-in-law's birthday today, so I am making some of his favorite meals early this morning. We're going to do a Costco run. We've got to go to the shops. It's all happening. Hubs is going to return the ute, and I am just trying to cook my little heart out. Costco during the festive period is not for the faint of heart. I sent Lily forward to get the sandwiches and things because there was just so many people, and it was just chock-a-block, and everyone was going for the pre-prepared food because it's so hot. No one wants to cook and parties are happening. It was chaos. I was calling it the Hunger Games, and District Diaz won with the sandwiches and the sushi. I completely forgot to record all the food and everything, and the only clip I got of the spread was the beautiful fruit salad by Mama Diaz. I'm a shocker, I'm an absolute shocker. But it was my father-in-law's birthday as well as Elijah's 18th. I happened to have a slip up saying it was his 19th birthday. And because Christmas is so close, we just decided to do a joint little party, nothing major. We are definitely going to take Elijah away for a little bit of a beach holiday next year. We looked at the prices to do it this year in like the beachy time frame, and it was just too much out of our budget. So we said we will have a belated little beach getaway as a family. We're also dog sitting, family dog. Well, my in-laws, Mama Diaz and Dad Diaz's dog when they go to Colombia. But yes, this is the little setup. My sister-in-law Lena is a balloon magician, and she said that she would set up a few little balloons for Elijah's birthday just so that we could do some photos. And I absolutely loved doing the photos with Lige. He's a good sport. He knows exactly how it is. My kids don't like cake, so we're a ice cream cake family when it comes to my kids' cakes, and I had tried to get him a really fancy one, but he couldn't get out of his own way to tell me what he wanted, so we ended up with a really basic ice cream cake.
Slowly!
Is this slow enough?
Let's get past the bins! Alright, now you can do it. It's fine, it's fine.
Right after that clip, the 8 busted on the really hot car, but I just captured this little clip of us driving home. My husband is never far away from me, and it always brings me a lot of joy. I don't know why. There's something about it that he's always there, and I just love it. And then this is the night's unboxing of my advent calendar. There are double ups of some of these things, especially when it comes to my favorite food, knowing full well that I will be sharing this with my son because it's also one of his favorites. He's already taken a big chunk of them. So if you saw double ups, it's because I was sharing a lot of the food with other family members, like the Black Forest chocolate. Actually, all my favorite foods are also my son's favorite foods, so I was sharing them mostly with him. The biscuits I was sharing with hubby, but black licorice is mine and Lige's favorite, so I share those with him. So there are a couple of double ups, but I have been really loving my husband's choices. We also did a really fun, sneaky, light looking after we dropped Boo off at a sleepover. We didn't do too much because we were both absolutely wrecked from the weekend, but this is close to our house and it was absolutely amazing. A whole apartment complex had completely done up their area. We'd seen them with cranes and things setting up, and this is the first time we've actually seen it up and going. There was charity stuff, Mr. Whippy machines. It was amazing. I want to go and actually go into it when we have some time off, but this was just like a sneaky little light looking on the way home to end a very, very busy weekend.
Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas day 16, I think. It's Monday morning and I'm about to film a journal inspiration video for Patreon. I had a comment asking that she's about journal inspo and flipping some old journals because she's feeling really uninspired at the moment, and because I need a quick video leading up to Christmas and getting my content out, that is exactly what I'm doing. So I went through my drawers and grabbed a chunk of journals to flip and chat about inspiration, and that is this morning's task. Some of these I haven't looked at in quite a while. We have a mixture of like my little Pocket Rocket Nolty, some B6 mixed media journals, some Hobonichis. I think this is a Midori MD, traveler's notebooks, a lot of pretty fluffy pages, but that is what I am flipping through today. And I'll insert a couple of clips here and there, but obviously if you're looking to be inspired and check out a lot of my journals and want to have a look through my journals, that is where you'll find it on the video tier for the main part of the video. But that is how I'm starting my day. It was a very long weekend. We had Lige's 19th birthday party, just a small family gathering, and we'll also take him and Boo to the beach next weekend in Wollongong. and yeah, but I am so tired. We didn't really get a weekend. It was just go, 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 go. So Hubs and I rolled out of bed this morning feeling worse off. And now we're trying to get through this last week. He and I go on like holiday mode at the end of this week, where I scale my videos back to 1 video a week, but essentially it's still 2 because I'm making Vlogmas, but it's a lot less pressure. So I'm looking forward to having that off my plate, but we still have so much stuff to do for Christmas. But yeah, so I'm gonna set up and start filming for Patreon.
I've been looking
Alright, that journal video is done and dusted. You would have seen some clips that I've just popped in throughout the vlog. So I'm going to end this Vlogmas video here because it is obviously Monday here, so the week is over and I want to make sure I get this video edited. I've done 90% of the editing already, but I know I have so much more to go because it takes quite a long time and I'd like to get that done, as well as editing my Patreon video. So I will see you next week for Vlogmas week 3. I hope you're enjoying it. If there's any aspect of my creative life that you want to see more of in the vlogs, let me know and I'll see if I can just sneak it in into next week's video, because it's going to be a very crazy week leading up to Christmas. And I want to make sure that I give you guys the content that you're looking for. Yeah, let me know how you go, if you're enjoying the vlogs, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.